Hello, I want to share with you an observation I had recently. I listen to a couple audiobooks a week when I'm driving around to and from work, and then through my trainings, I train on the brain a little bit, and I train how the brain communicates. And the brain communicates primarily, initially, through our limbic brain. And our limbic brain is the reactive brain. And what it's really wired for, it's wired to seek out fear. And so everything you do is seeking out fear and problems so you can protect yourself and you can react and anticipate. But how do you change that? Well, one thing is, when the news is on in the morning sometimes at our house, and we try never to watch the news, but in the morning we watch the financial news and some things like that. And what I find is that it's all about fear-based. It's all about preying on your fears and keeping you kind of, at fear, if you will. And so how do you change that? Well, number one, you got to turn off the news. But number two is you have to start figuring out, how do I anticipate and strategize for success? And so number one, you have to be clear on ultimately what you want. And then you have to get clear is write down everything you want. And you got to avoid negation. So make it really positive, number one. Number two is you have to review that, I would say twice a day, once in the morning and once at night. And because once you start reviewing it, you start feeding your mind and set up, instead of that anticipation of fear, you can start setting up that anticipation of success. And you start kind of finding clues for your success everywhere if you start looking for it. So remember that you are wired for fear. And the first thing is acknowledging the idea that we're wired for fear. So shut down the things that are feeding that wiring and start rewiring yourself for success. So one, get clear on what you want. So write down everything you want, avoid negation. So be extremely positive. Review that twice a day, and then start anticipating success. And understand that the world isn't conspiring in a fear way against you, but the world is conspiring for your success. So shut off the negativity, start rewiring your brain from fear to anticipation of success.